Hello. This is actually the third time that I am starting this reading. Man, like the first two times I was just like, first of all, out of breath, which I still kind of am. I'm not even sure what's going on with that. I think really what it is that there is a ton of energy going through me right now. I'm assuming that's your fault. And I just say that because obviously, like I'm sitting down, I'm having the intention to do the Aries reading right now. I haven't even like introduced anything, right? Like this is Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. Thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, I like the first two times I was just like, blah, 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 like honestly kind of getting a little lost in it, which, I mean, it is what it is. Like I did though just have to stop myself for a second. And I had to really get grounded too. So anyway, thanks for like sharing your fiery energy with me. I have like almost no fire in my chart. Like the things that I do have in one fire sign are like outer planets. So, and they're all retrograde. So, anyway, so when I feel like that, burst of like fiery stuff, I'm like, oh God, like I have to like ground myself. So anyway, this is a reading for Aries. Let's get it together. This is a reading for Aries, wherever Aries shows up for you in your chart. It's like, I was actually going to say like, I'm like, are you looking forward to the North Node moving out of Aries? But then, and that's happening, like next week sometime. But then I was like, oh yeah, but then Neptune and Saturn are going to be moving into Aries later this year. So a little bit of a break, like between the North Node moving out of your sign officially and, having a little bit of a break between that and when Neptune and Saturn move into Aries. So anyway, this is a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy or what's currently surrounding you. I don't take the jumpers for this spread, but I like when the cards are talkative. That helps. The second card is the energy that is leaving or that is no longer serving you. And the third card is the energy that is coming in or will be available to you. And then we will clarify each one of those cards with an additional card. I hope that the way that the light is hitting the table, like I hope that's not going to be super duper like distracting. I love the sun and all that it does. And of course, like I chose this time to sit here and do the reading. And like when I first sat down here, I was like, man, do I wait literally probably not even an hour until the sun moves to do the reading? And then I was like, no, it's fine. It really is fine. So a couple more shuffles here for Aries. Okay. All right. Let's get this reading going so I can like just kind of focus all of this energy onto something. So current energy is a Tower card, which is Mars. So, it is Aries energy. It's just like the other Aries energy. It's not the Emperor, right? So anyway, what is leaving is the Hermit card. And what is coming in is the Queen of Cups. And to clarify the Tower card, we have the 3 of Cups. To clarify the Hermit, we have the Strength card. Love this. And to clarify the Queen of Cups, we have the Six of Wands, the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The double card kind of popped out. Like it's at the top of the deck. Interesting. It's like, I'm just kind of getting this feeling, this vibe of like old shit coming up. Look at it. And even still, just, okay. Yeah, interesting. Especially because we start with the Tower and the Three of Cups. Okay. And again, I totally, I know just the way that the light is hitting it is kind of weird. And I'm just going to assume too that we are being shown exactly what we need to see in these cards, right? So we start with the Tower card with the Three of Cups. Interesting, because, you know, the Tower card is like sudden upheaval. Obviously, you know, like structures crumbling. It could even be timelines closing down. Like usually the Tower, when we talk about having a Tower moment, it's like literally destruction. It can feel a bit chaotic. But I also feel like that sense of chaos and discomfort with the Tower card comes from resistance. Like if there is something that we are really trying to hold on to, that is really trying to like leave our lives because it is no longer serving us, or it's just not there for our highest good, that's where the discomfort comes from. That's where the chaos comes from, right? Instead of just vibing through it, instead of just being like, you know what, I maybe don't understand why this is happening, but I can understand that if it is happening, that it is happening for my highest good, and that there is a reason for it, and that, you know, and especially too, if it has to do with your friend network, you know, the people that have been around you. Of course, it can even be your family. It could be the people that you have reached out to support or for support from. It could be the people that you have offered support to, right? Because the Three of Cups is all about friendships, networking. It is the card of people supporting other people, right? It's like going to brunch with your girls and like literally like everybody is cheersing everybody, right? Like it's having, you know, the space, the capacity to be excited for the people in your life, and also they're excited for you too, right? So again, like with this combination, you know, it's definitely talking about there's something that is being shaken up within your friend group, within your network, within, again, like those who you pull support from or that you look to, you know, fill that need. And, you know, also I'm like being reminded that Mars is retrograding back into Cancer officially, I think tomorrow. I just spit like all over the place. Anyway, I think that's hilarious. I don't know, like, but yeah, so Cancer, or Mars is retrograding back into Cancer tomorrow. And I think the reason too, like why that's coming up, is because Three of Cups is emotions. It's water, you know, and Cancer is obviously a water sign. So it would also depend on like where Aries is for you. If you're an Aries rising, then, you know, Cancer would be your, fourth house. So this could have something to do with your family, with your roots, with your foundation. It could even have something to do, of course, like with your private life. Like, you know, maybe there is just some sort of like conflict or something, like it doesn't feel like a conflict. It just feels like recognizing a shift in some capacity. And it, you know, like this Tower card doesn't have to be like this destructive, like you know, heartbreaking, dramatic, like display of something. It could just be recognizing that maybe you don't relate to or identify with the friends that you have had, right? Like maybe you have had a sense of growth like within yourself and recognize that just something is different. And maybe you do want to separate yourself or just even see how that feels to separate yourself a little bit more from them, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. Interestingly enough, though, we have the Hermit and the Strength card as far as the energy of what is leaving. Clearly, there's been, I like kind of hear in my head like suffering and silence, which is interesting because, I mean, maybe you just have been dealing with a lot of stuff, but you have been keeping it to yourself. And that could maybe even be because like you don't feel like maybe you would get the support from the people who you would share it with. The Hermit card is all about introspection, healing too. But also like the Hermit card for me is like, it really is like going within yourself. It's discovering your own truth. There is a sense of like meditation that comes along with it, but it's meditation in the sense of like getting quiet enough to hear yourself and learning to trust what you hear too. And I always also see the Hermit card as being like honoring our own unique path in life, like literally, the whole thing, right? Like, and if with this Tower card and the Three of Cups, like if you have been trying to go about things in a way that like other people have, like, whatever, your family, your friends, whoever it is, right? But like if you have been using somebody else's template for your own life, this is like literally discovering your own, making your own template. You first have to even let go of what that, other people's template that you were trying to build something off of, right? It's like recognizing that, within yourself. And, and I do think that like getting quiet and like shedding some light on those dark corners within ourselves, right? And I'm saying that too because of this, I keep wanting to say lampshade. Like that's not it. The lantern, hello, that they're carrying with them. Usually like in the traditional depiction of the Hermit card, they have a star in their lantern. And the star card in the tarot is about our hopes and dreams, our aspirations. It is like trusting the process. It is following our own flow. It is even discovering what our own flow is. And this is paired with the Strength card. So, the Strength card is, it's Leo. Leo is attached to the sun, right? So illumination. It almost kind of seems like in the Hermit card that the sun is coming up, to me anyway, looking at the card. And this is the energy of what is leaving. So if you have been on this like self-discovery journey, like no matter how long it's been, whether it's been a week, a month, a year, 10 years, whatever it is, this is in the position of what is leaving. So if you have felt alone, right? Like if you have felt isolated, if you have felt like you have to take on big things by yourself, then this is also telling me too that like this sense of loneliness could have come from choosing the wrong fucking people, which I know like we all do have the tendency to do, right? Like trauma bonds, but it's like on a subconscious or like energetic level, choosing people who like just like reinforce that wound, that reinforce that story, that reinforce, the narrative or whatever. So, being the Hermit and the Strength card of what is leaving, it would be coming out of quote unquote hiding. It is no longer quote unquote suffering in silence. Sorry, all of a sudden I'm like burping a ton. I apologize. And also, I know that because we have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands as the energy that is coming in, and even too, like, look at the similarities between these two cards. Like the purples, the blues, the pinks on the I'm like literally drawing and on these two cards. And then the clarifying cards also having the same color schemes of like oranges, reds, yellows. So even that, because, with the Hermit and the Queen of Cups, the blues, the purples, the, pinks, that's all like heart chakra and up for me. Because pink is sometimes attributed to heart chakra, like rose quartz, right? But like throat, third eye, crown. That's all, those upper chakras. And then with the Strength card and the Six of Wands, now it's like really, grounding down in the solar plexus, the sacral, the root. I think that's really effing cool, honestly. I think there is something to that. Whereas, with these two cards, it's intuitive, it's expressive, it's, very being in the flow. With the Strength card and the Six of Wands, it's now like expressing that. It's like externalizing it. Even like I said at the beginning of this, like getting grounded. Like if you do feel like you have a lot of energy to expel, and maybe that is also too exciting. And again, right? Like I don't have any fire in my chart that are personal planets. So I don't know really how this would feel for you. I would love it if you shared though. If you feel like commenting, let me know. But yeah, so the Queen of Cups, like I see queens as being when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. We recognize the energy, we learn to work with it, we master it, we give it to ourselves, right? Cups, again, with emotions, love, compassion, empathy, intuition too. So this is really making sure that your own cup is full. It's, surrounding yourself with people, places, things that give you love, that you receive love from. As much as you give it, you get it right back, right? But it is like being in a place of like being able to accept love from people, places, and things instead of just like collecting people to have them around you because you think they're serving a purpose or whatever, right? But then like when you all get together, it's like, I actually don't like really feel as great like as I thought I would or whatever. This is like now really honing in on what does fill your cup. How do you love yourself? How do you accept love? Because I think a lot of us are really good at giving, right? Like even just that people pleaser aspect, that is a trauma response. But I think we're really good at like offering help, offering advice, offering a shoulder. But when it comes to needing that out of other people, it's really hard to ask for and it's really hard to accept. So it's like learning how to do that. And with the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is victory, success, it's recognition, right? It's like, it's turning on your beacon, whatever. Like I'm kind of just getting this like feeling of like vibration or frequency is really the word. I'm like, I know if I just keep saying words, like the right one will come out. Right? It's like allowing your frequency to frequency and like being open to others recognizing it and being attracted to it. I also find it really effing interesting that the Strength card has a lion on it and the Six of Wands has a lion on it. Debatable because even the two figures on this card I mean, we can tell like one of them is supposed to be more masculine, right? But are they? They actually, to me, looking at it, looks to be the same person. We're going to roll with it. And truly the only reason, which is like, I really shouldn't like assume anyway, but like the only reason why I'm thinking this is like more masculine is because they have muscles. But then on this card, like this chick looks to be fit too. So anyway, I'm just going to go with it's like literally the same person, just a different expression. Whereas like, with the strength card, it was like, again, perseverance, determination. Like, when people tell you, oh my gosh, you're so strong, you're like, thanks, it's trauma. Right? Like it's that, but instead with the Six of Wands, it's literally allowing yourself to be seen. It's putting yourself in situations where your skills are going to be recognized, where your compassion, your capacity to love is going to be recognized. I mean, it could even be like going for some type of leadership because like, you have the capacity, like, you have the goods. And even now how, the Six of Wands, like before when we first started the reading, their face was lit up, but now it's kind of more in the shade and the focus is more on the Queen of Cups. I mean, this could of course be a relationship. It could be meeting. Even just, because of the way that the Queen of Cups is looking at the Six of Wands. All of these figures on these other cards are all like feminine in features, and the one card that we have is the Six of Wands that has a masculine depiction. So if that is something that you're looking for, regardless of sexual orientation, there's a feminine energy and there's a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be gender based, but it would be being in an emotional, having the emotional capacity, but also too, it's like this person could be coming into your life because of really honing in on that Queen of Cups, really learning how to love yourself, radical self-acceptance, radical self-love, literally making sure, like putting yourself first. Even if this person were to come into your life, you're like, I'm not going to completely reorganize and like change my life to fit around this relationship. And that person wouldn't even want you to either. So that's cool. And on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.